morning. Good 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 morning. Welcome, everyone. Hello. Happy 4th of July. Well, thank you. And happy birthday, Dennis. All right. Well, I walked in this morning to the rehearsal of our Unity Choir, and oh my gosh, wait till you hear. I started up the walk, and it's coming my way, and I danced my way right on in. So if you don't want to dance, your rigor mortis is next. So let's let them loose. Couple of announcements today. Do we have any people who are new to Unity today that would like to have a welcome packet? Put your hand up and you'll get a welcome packet plunked in your hand. There's a couple up here too, Doug, right here. They have welcome packets? All right. So good. Well, welcome to Unity of Fort Collins. Welcome to those folks online who are joining us today. Happy long weekend. Happy 4th of July. And our own lovely Sharon has just worked so hard today to create today, to put the essence of freedom into her talk today. So looking forward to it. I have the opportunity to connect with our speakers on a regular basis. And you know what? It's not so easy putting stuff together all the time. So the inspiration that flows forth is a work of love. Thank you, Sharon. There will be a prayer chaplain meeting today after the service. So if you're a prayer chaplain, stay around for a little bit. We're going to pass around the clipboard one more time for folks who are interested in helping at the NOCO Pride booth. It's important to us at Unity of Fort Collins that we are an open and inclusive and welcoming place, and our GLBTQ friends surely do need a safe spot. So Unity of Fort Collins can be is a welcoming spiritual center for our friends. There will be a kids camp. We're trying something new. So there's a little brochure here. Isn't this cool? So it is a collaboration with our friends at Polestar. They have a teacher who is a Montessori teacher. They're going to host the camp here. Our kids are welcome. And it's about spirit and nature for a week. So if you know of kids, I think this Susan, who is the teacher, is just lovely. So I think the kids are going to have a special time. So if you know kids who'd like a spirit and nature summer camp, here's the brochure. Can I come? Yes. Yeah. Sharon says she's going. We keep working on the what moves people in the presentations on Sundays. So we had our council retreat last Sunday, and we shared with each other what our spiritual journeys had been, what brought us to Unity. And we liked it so much that we thought we'd offer that as a Sunday speaking. So if we have 2 or 3 people who would be interested in like a 6 or 7 minute description of your spiritual journey and what brought you to Unity, we'd love to share that, particularly folks who you're just on the edge of thinking you'd like to be on the stage, but you haven't done it quite yet. So this would be a fabulous way to get some new faces up here. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. Looking for August sometime. August 13th, not just sometime, August 13th. All right. Robert and I are going to host the family fun night at our house on July 21st from 6. Yes, you can come. We're going to have a campfire and roast hot dogs. We're going to feed the sheep, and we're going to have some pony rides. And it would be really fun to have it be a whole community campfire and not just kids and families. So you are all welcome. So please come have a July campfire at our house. We'll have the campfire before it gets dark. But that'll work. And we'll do hot dogs, but also not dogs. So all are welcome. Today, Lil, would you come up? And we got 2 other options here.
Thanks, Ann. I have 2 things to tell you. On the 13th, on the 13th, we haven't announced this yet, but we are going to be here at Unity, July 13th, and from 11 to 1, and make cards to give out at the Colorado Pride on the 15th. And so we did this for the Earth Day, and it was really well received, and we all had a lot of fun making them. And if you're not real artistic like me, you still can have a lot of fun. It's just sometimes just cutting and pasting and being with some nice people, so come and do that. And then on July 14th, Friday night, we are going to have a movie, and I have not seen it, but I've heard that it's really good. It's called Hunt for the, and I'm not sure how you say it, wilder people or wilder people. So if you come, you'll find out. And, bring popcorn if you like, and we'll have some fun. Thanks.
We have decided we love the community art wall, so we're going to keep doing this themed collaboration. So what a cool thing. We have 11 artists back there, and it takes all the pressure off. So we'll have a theme, and you can contribute. So anyway, we're just all over this. It's working great. Today, the community lunch bunch is headed to Cafe Mexicali after the service. And that's all the announcements. Let's take a big old deep breath. And let's say our unity centering prayer together. Our unity centers us in light and peace, allowing us to recognize our God within and to radiate that love to the world. Thank you.
All right, good morning. Okay, I got my good buddies up here. That's Gerald back there, or Geraldo, as he's known sometimes. Corey on the bass. They are the Unitics. We're going to do a song here. It's called When We Gather Together. And it'll be, we gather together in the house of love, and then we're going to gather together in a song of joy, and then we're going to gather together in the heart of God. first gather together in the house of love. When I wake up on Sunday when the sun is dawning,
Gather together on the house of God.
and the early bird is singing, he's giving a warning.
Gather together in the house of love.
So I'll throw on my shirt and I hurry on down
Gather together in the house of love.
to that little Unity church on the edge of town.
Gather together in the house of love. Gather together, gather together, gather together in the house of love. Gather together, gather together, gather together in the house of love.
Now we're going to gather in a song of joy. Out walking as the church band's beginning a song.
Gather together in this house of joy.
All the people there start to singing along.
Gather together in the song of joy.
Someone starts tapping on the back of my church seat.
Gather together in the song of joy.
Someone starts clapping just to keep in the backbeat.
Gather together in the song of joy. Gather together, gather together, gather together in the song of joy. Gather together, gather together, gather together in the song of joy.
I want to ask a special favor here. Can we get a little backbeat? There you go. All right. Now we're going to talk about gathering together in the heart of God. Oh, my Lord, what a joyful day.
Gather together in the heart of God.
Love blows the clouds and fear all away.
Gather together in the house of God.
Oh no, ain't no stopping us now.
Gather together in the house of God.
Ain't nobody gonna hold my spirit down.
Gather together in the house of God. Gather together, gather together, gather together in the heart of God. Gather together, gather together, gather together in the house of God.
Come one more time. When we
Gather together, gather together, gather together in the house of God. Gather together, gather together, gather together in the heart of
God.
God.
Oh, thank you very much. We're gonna have a little reading right now. Ginny is gonna do that for us.
Morning. The reading today I'm going to do is from the Daily Word, and it's on freedom. Living as the divine being I am is the sweetest freedom. Today I celebrate my spiritual freedom. The past has no power over me, and the future is mine to co-create with God. I let go of all that holds me back from living a full and abundant life. This is a new beginning. My prayers affirm my worth and my freedom. I release thoughts and beliefs that bind me. Centered in God, I choose how I will meet life's circumstances. I am freed from seeking the approval or acceptance of others, and I am free to be myself. My spiritual self is as infinite as the sky. Like an eagle, I soar through the expanse of consciousness. I have the power to change my thinking, release limitations, and rise above the clouds of circumstance. I am gloriously free. For freedom, Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery. Galatians.
All right, thank you, Ginny. We do a song here that talks about trying to see the essence of love in everyone. There was a man who walked this land, yeah, many, many years ago. He just radiated so much love. How did he do it? The people, they wanted to know. He assured them, and one of them could do just as he had done. Yeah, he tried to see the essence of love in everyone. Well, he told them, when you look on me, you see a brother in his earthly form. Try to remember, it's just a body, it's not who we really are, no. Oh, but you find the spirit, you find the soul of every daughter and son. If you try to see the face of Christ in everyone, the essence of love means a heart that is innocent and free. Oh, the essence of love. He sees it in you, sees it in me, and you will see the child that the Father knows and loves as his own. Yeah, if you try to see the essence of love in everyone, well, you're gonna feel the spirit. You're gonna find the soul of every daughter and son. Yeah, if you try to see the essence of love in it, just try to see the essence of love. If you try to see the essence of love in every one. Thank you all so much.
Oh, John, you did it again, brother. And it is true. Sometimes this stuff just doesn't come. Like, Lord, give it to me. Come on, give it to me. And so Friday, that's where I was. Early in the morning till late at night in front of my computer. So finally in the afternoon, I sent John an email. And I said, I know you're writing a song. Give me some. Give me some of those words so I can wrap my talk around it. And what does he do? He answers me and says, well, this is all I've got. Can you help? So we come together as a community and as a team. And today, this weekend, we celebrate our independence from England. And it is a celebration that includes hot dogs and chips and friends and family and fireworks. It's the reason for the parties. Remembering America. It's a celebration of what it means to create a nation, a whole nation, based on spiritual ideas and ideals. Our nation was founded on religious freedom. Let that soak in. With the core ideal of liberty and justice for everyone. Everyone. And when the Declaration of Independence was complete, Benjamin Franklin noted, we have done the major work, the writing of the Declaration of Independence. It's behind us. Now, we can be about the business of discovering our divinity within our humanity. That's the basis of what the Declaration of Independence is about. I believe that the Declaration of Independence is a seed. It was a divine idea that has grown over the last 247 years. So this morning, we're going to be with that idea of freedom. We want to enter into the energy of freedom. What is it? What does it stand for? And most importantly, what does it feel like? So first, I'd like us all to grasp the idea and the truth that freedom is universal. All humans want it. We all long for it. So part of our spiritual path is finding our internal freedom. Everybody wants it also. And we want to experience it and to achieve it. So we must go within, leave this outside world and go within for our spiritual self and to experience real freedom through the integration of universal truth that we are all created in the likeness of spirit. So those of you who come from a Christian background, remember the statement that Jesus said, and it's recorded in the Gospel of John, and it says, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. The key words in that statement are the truth. So to know the truth means to live knowing you are one with Spirit. That's what he was talking about. The truth that Jesus was talking about it's a universal truth, and it's a truth that's for everybody. Everybody. Every color, every sexual orientation, people in every country, for all of us. So, when you come to know that you are really free, outside and inside within you. And that it's not for any particular region or body of people, it's for all people. Every one of us. Jesus was a prophet and a teacher for all the world, for all the people. And he taught universal teachings that bring people together in the spirit of oneness, kindness, and love. I think one of the reasons that the United States has been recognized as the land of the free is that it has been rooted in spiritual principle of freedom for all. That is a universal truth. We are all one family. We are to reach out with open arms to all people. We are one universal family under God. We embrace people, whatever color, the culture, the nationality. We are independent from each other. And yet, at the same time, we are interdependent. Human beings are pack people. This is our pack. So I want to tell you a story. It's an interesting story written by an Australian dentist. In his perception of America. And the reason this came about is that he saw an ad. And the ad was that anybody, anywhere who killed an American would receive a reward. And that really bothered him, and he reflected on it. And so this is what he wrote about it. An American is English, maybe French, Irish, German, Spanish, Polish, Russian. There's some Greeks. An American may also be Canadian, Mexican, African, Indian, Chinese, Japanese, Australian, Iranian, or Arab, or Pakistani, or Afghan. An American may also be Cherokee, Blackfoot, Navajo, Apache, or one of the many tribes known as Native Americans. An American is Christian, but he could be Jewish, or Buddhist, or Muslim. In fact, there are more Muslims in America than there are in Afghanistan. The only difference is that in America, they are free to worship as each of them choose. An American is also free to believe in no religion. For that, he maybe will answer to God and maybe not, but not to the government for sure, or to armed thugs claiming to speak for the government. An American is from the most prosperous land in the history of the world. The root of that prosperity can be found in the Declaration of Independence, which recognizes the God-given right that each man and each woman has in the pursuit of happiness. An American is generous. Americans have helped out every other nation in the world in their time of need. The national symbol of America, the Statue of Liberty, welcomes your tired, your poor from other shores, the homeless tempest-tossed. These, in fact, are the people who built America. Some of them were working in the Twin Towers the morning of September 11th, earning a better life for their families. I've been told that the World Center victims were from at least 30 countries, cultures, and first languages. including those that aided and abetted the terrorists. So you can try to kill an American, if you must. Hitler did, so did Stalin, and every bloodthirsty tyrant in the history of the world. But in doing so, you would just be killing yourself, because Americans are not a particular people from a particular place. They are the embodiment of the human spirit of freedom. I think that was beautifully written. And somebody outside of our shores wrote it about us. Freedom is a gift. It's a gift of God that we basically channel. We accept freedom as a gift, and we extend it to one another. We didn't create freedom. Freedom was created. We were created to come into this life and offer it up and move in a direction for ourselves and all people. One of our freedoms is the freedom of religion, the freedom of worship. It's not for any of us to judge where the Spirit of the God is or is not, or as which religion has the Spirit of God or does not. The founding fathers had a deep respect for the spiritual urges that were in every man and woman. They believed that religious experience was a personal one, and that each person should have the freedom to seek out that which fulfills them. Interesting enough, our founding fathers had seen in the colonial period that there were colonies already where a law or an act had been passed whereby all citizens were required to attend church every Sunday. Now, I believe we probably need to enact that here. If they weren't in church, they had to somehow prove where they had been. Wow. To fail to do so would require fines. Yes, that actually existed around 1700. They were aware that the prejudice against Catholics in many states was strong. They were aware that anti-Catholic pamphlets had been distributed. So in the minds of our founding fathers, there would be no state church. The right of the individual to worship in his own way or not to worship at all was part of the protection of a free society. They felt if worship was compulsory, then it would be only a matter of time before the state could decide what the form and where the place of worship should be. Thank you, founding fathers. John Adams was quoted as saying, "Ask me not then whether I am a Catholic or Protestant, Calvinist or Armenian. As far as them being Christian, I wish to follow them all, with all of them." So you see, the opening arms and accepting all people, not the drawing of lines between one versus another. Definitely, in terms of worship, that is where they were coming from. And we thank our founding fathers. All the great leaders through time have come from that place of universal spirituality. It's about oneness. It's about love. It's about connectedness. Martin Luther King Jr., in his famous speech, I Have a Dream, spoke about freedom's ring. It's a ring that rings all through all of us. It's about embracing all in oneness, he stated. When we let freedom ring, we let it ring in every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city. And we will listen the day when all God's children, whether black man or white man, Jew or Gentile, Protestant or Catholic, will be free to join hands and sing in the words of that old Negro spiritual. Free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last. Another great man, Nelson Mandela, stated, "For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others." It's about respecting everybody's freedom to be who they choose to be. And it's about helping everyone to be free. We're all familiar with the story of Viktor Frankl, but I have to repeat it. It's so true. When he was in the concentration camp, he wrote, "We who lived in concentration camps can remember the men who walked through the huts, comforting others, giving away their last piece of bread. They were few in number, but they offer sufficient proof that anything and everything can be taken away from man, but one thing, the last human freedom, to choose one's attitude in any given circumstance, to choose one's own way." And in unity, we look at that as we create our thoughts and they make our life. So as spiritual beings, and that's what we are, no matter what we're going through or growing through, we have the freedom to choose how we will react to things that show up in our lives. We never know what's going to wash up on our shore of life, but we always have a choice of how we deal with it. True freedom starts within us, and we always have the freedom to turn within to Spirit. All of us have the ability to listen to Spirit's guidance, and we are free to take it or not. In the book, Small Miracles, there's a story written by Greg O'Leary. The story is really about his freedom to be of help or his freedom to choose to ignore a situation. He wrote, "I was walking down a dimly lit street late one evening when I heard muffled screams coming from behind a clump of bushes. Alarmed, I slowed down to listen and panicked inside when I realized that what I was hearing was the unmistakable sounds of a struggle, heavy grunting, frantic shuffling, the tearing of clothes. Only yards from where I stood, a woman was being attacked. Should I get involved? I was frightened for my own safety, kind of broke out in a sweat, and I cursed myself for suddenly deciding to take this new way home? What if I become another statistic? Shouldn't I just run to the nearest phone and call the police? And although it seemed like an eternity, these deliberations in my head only lasted a few seconds. But already the girl's cries were growing weaker. I knew I had to act fast. How could I walk away from this? No, I finally resolved. I could not turn my back on the fate of this unknown woman, even if it meant risking my own life. Well, I'm not a brave man, nor am I athletic, and I do not know where I found the moral courage and the physical strength. But once I had finally resolved to help the girl, I became strangely transformed. I ran behind the bushes and pulled the assailant off of the woman. Grappling, we fell to the ground, where we wrestled for a few minutes until the attacker jumped up and escaped. Panting hard, I scrambled upright and approached the girl, who was crouching behind a tree sobbing. In the darkness, I could barely see her, but I could certainly sense her trembling shock. Not wanting to frighten her further, I at first spoke from a distance. "It's okay. It's okay," I said soothingly. Silence. And then I heard the words, uttered in wonder and amazement. "Dad, is that you?" And then from behind the trees stepped my youngest daughter, Catherine. Many people fear that good actions will bring them harm in our world today. Yet here is a vivid example of a man that was free to make a decision, stay and help, or walk on. By choosing to help another, the father discovered an amazing force and power of will. Normally, he would have been unable to summon up the physical strength to fight off the rapist. We have capacities of which we're not even aware. In setting out to do a good deed for another, the man did a wonderful deed for himself, and he was free to do so. And so are we. So many of the things that we seek in our life are phrased by "to have." Even our documents, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, tells us that we have freedom of speech. We have the right to bear arms. We have the right to own property. And we have freedom of worship. These things are really important, and we do value them. And yet, they do not give us the freedom that comes internally. At that level of our minds and our hearts and our souls, documents and things can never bring us inner freedom. Inner freedom is always an inside process. The truth is, we have to begin within ourselves if we're going to experience the true, absolute feeling of freedom. It's a state of being, not a state of doing or a state of having. Freedom is a state of being. We have many spiritual freedoms, and I want to just mention 4 of them. We have the freedom to create. Just look at our back wall. The freedom to create is a very, very powerful and important freedom. It's a great gift. At any time, we have the freedom to create a new opportunity, to join our minds with the mind of God and create a brand new living experience. Another freedom that we have, and many of us have done this, is to begin again. This morning before church, we were back there kind of dancing and clapping to the wonderful music, and we all kind of started laughing. Here us old hippies are, all cleaned up. So how powerful and important that at any moment we can begin again. You can lay down your past and begin anew. Take off in a new direction and a new beginning. And we also have the freedom to love. The most powerful energy in all the universe, it binds and bonds us together. That's what love is. God is love, you are love, and I am love. And then lastly is the freedom to forgive. It is basically moving aside and releasing everything that stands in the way of love. Forgiveness is very important. It is forgiving your past, forgiving anything and anyone that has simply kept you from your own good in your own mind. And it's usually you've hung on to it because you're giving your power to your past instead of moving into today. So, my friends, we're so blessed to be free. And we are free to be a blessing. Because when we are a blessing, we are blessed. And that's the truth. And so it is. John?
Our thoughts are prayer, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayer. Listen to what you're saying. Higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is everywhere. Indeed a prayer.
So I invite you just to settle into this place, into the beautiful energy in this room. And in your mind, see your favorite place. It's probably different for all of us. Is it on a rock that seems soft? Are you up against a tree? Seeing the spiders and the ants crawling around? Are you at the ocean, feeling the sun, hearing the waves, and smelling that smell? There are so many beautiful places, and we're free to go there. We're free to sit in that favorite space and just be grateful to God. Grateful for life. Grateful for love. So as we go into a few moments of silence, see yourself there. Feel your blessings in the freedom of the light. And so loving Spirit, we are so grateful for this now moment and for the freedom that we feel. And so it is.
May the blessings of God rest upon me. May the peace abide in me. May God's blessings illuminate my heart now and forevermore. May the blessings of God rest upon you. May the peace abide in you. May God's presence illuminate your heart now and forevermore. May the blessings of God rest upon us. May God's peace abide in us. May the presence illuminate our heart now and forevermore. Now and forevermore.
Well, thank you, Sharon, for that message.
Yes.
Yes. I also hear it for the first time. We don't collaborate on our messages, so. And may that freedom, that sense of freedom, just expand in our country to all Americans of all colors and races and stripes and beliefs.
So we come to the point in our service where we take our offering. Offerings are symbolic of the gratitude that we have for freedom and for everything else that we've been endowed with. So let's bless our offering with the words on the screen. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
All right, we'd like to get our choir up here. Now, as Sharon said, we are blessed to be free, and we're free to bless. Now, we've got every type of belief and attitude right here within this choir. Believing in all kind of things. One thing we all believe in, though, is the power of a Sly and the Family Stone song. That you can count on, you know? All right, do we get our bass section happening? We're crowded, I know, we're crowded. Ooh, sha sha. Ooh, sha sha. Ooh, sha sha. Ooh, sha sha. Right. And sometimes I'm wrong. My own beliefs are in my song. A drunker, a banker, a drummer, and then makes no difference what you rhyme in. I am everyday people. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
There is a blue one, and except the green one for living with the fat one.
Sha, sha.
The skinny one, different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on. It's Scooby-Dooby-Doo,
Ooh,
sha sha.
we gotta live together. I am no better, neither are you. We are the same, whatever we do. You love me, you hate me, you know me, and then you can't figure out the fact I'm in. I am everyday people. Yeah, girl.
There is a long hair that doesn't like the short hair for being such a rich one.
Sha, sha.
Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, ooh, sha sha.
We got to live together.
There is a yellow one that won't accept the black one, that won't accept the red one, that won't accept the white one.
Different strokes for different folks.
And
So on and so on. Dooby dooby dooby. Ooh, sha sha. Let's hear that horn line.
We got to live together. We got to live together.
Everything yellow one.
Sha sha. Sha sha. Different strokes for different folks. So on and so on and Scooby Dooby Doo. Ooh, sha sha. And everyday people. Sha sha. And everyday people. Sha sha. And everyday people. Oh, thank you, choir. It sounded wonderful.
Wow. Thank you, John and choir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Choir sounded good, huh?
This is a message that needs to be heard. So send the link on YouTube of this service to all your friends, okay? Okay? It's a real deep message. Talking about message, I guess we got some young ones over there. Let's sing them in with our song, This Little Light of Mine.
Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Here on the corner of Lions and Vine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Here on the corner of Lions and Vine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
So, Megan, do you want to introduce the kids?
Sure. We've got, good morning, everyone. I'm Megan. We did the power of intention, and our word was expansion. And Thomas, Gabriel, and Audrey, and also Ellie. I'd love for you to come up, Ellie. We all did masks, and let's see, who would like to start? Oops, all right.
How do I get speak?
Go ahead.
We did expansion today, and we talked about how we want to expand. And my mask is this one, and I wanted to expand by getting good at swimming. So I made an ocean, and there's a little fish on top.
So, like Gabe said, we made masks based on what we thought about what we wanted to expand in. I wanted to expand in like being better at mental things. And I made this mask basically where one side is the peaceful, nice, kind side, and one's the destructive, mean, and rude side of me.
Audrey is working on her confidence, right? So, what else were we doing with yours? You were talking about.
Expansion?
And what was your first thing you were going to do to expand your confidence?
Talk more louder, I guess.
Good job.
I just wanted to say, too, how proud I am of the ways that each of them really tapped into their aspirations as well with this. I'm always in awe of this group. Yeah.
And Megan and Ellie, we're in awe with you, too, for all that you do with these kids. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I guess that does it for today. Until next Sunday. So let's all go our own way. But first of all, let's circle up and prayer, protection, and the peace song. So together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.